Dear student, welcome to iView Professional School. In this video, we are going to discuss Dataframe in Pandas. Panda is one of the most important library in Python. Whenever we talk about data science or data analytics, we want a data structure in tabular format. Like in database, where data is stored in rows and columns format. And after that, we want to do operation on such data. For that we use Dataframe, which comes under Pandas library. Now see over the notes, I have already written all the details of the Panda, and one thing more that I want to say, for every row and column a unique index number will be assigned. That's the advantage of doing data manipulation and data analysis over the Python. And every column have different data types. Now come to the creation of data frame. For that we have two methods. The first one where we need to put the data manually. Now start from the line 1. First we are importing the pandas library and name it as a PD using the syntax import pandas as PD. Then we are creating a file or list for the student data. In first row under the first bracket we are putting the data of the first student. Then for the second row we are putting the data of the second student, as well as for the third row we are putting the data of the third students. Now after run it, we can see the entire list of the data which I put manually. Let's run it once. Now see, it is come under a list type of data. Now if we want this data in a tabular format, for that we need to create a new variable, and we can name it anything. Now for this we are naming it as a data frame. There we are passing the data files and using the columns for every header. Suppose for the id we are using the column name id. For the name we are using the column name name. Suppose for the urban sanitika it is come under the column name. Then for the age we are defining a age, as well as for the genders and the cities we are giving column name for every headers. Then we are passing the data into the data frame using the function or the operations name data frames, and we have to give the library name first before the operation or the functions name. Then we are run it. Let's see what's it given. Now see, after running it, it's giving the entire data in a tabular format. That's how we can import the data or create our files manually. Now come to the second part. In this method, where we are importing CSV file. For importing a CSV file, we need the path of the file with the file name. For that, first we need to go to the file location. Then we have to copy the path. Then come over the script, paste the file name with the path over here, and then run it. Now, if it is showing this kind of error, for that you need to remove the backward slash and replace it with the forward slash, like this. If it is working with the backward slash, then don't change anything. If it is not working on your computer or on your machine, then change it with the forward slash. And now run it. Now see, the entire file get imported. Now we are able to see the details of the file. and for every row there is an index mentioned. Now come to some predefined methods. First we have a head method. In head method we are able to see the first 5 rows of the table. It is by default showing the first 5 method if you don't put any index number over here. Suppose I want to see the first one row, then I only put the 1 over here and run it. Then it show the first row of the file. If I don't mention anything, it will by default show the first 5 rows. Now come to the second method, tail method. You guys already can assume how the tail method going to work. Tail method show the last 5 row of the table as well as head method. Tail method can also show the last value. Suppose if I want to see the last 2 row, then I have to put 2 over here, then I have to run it. Otherwise it will by default show the first, it will by default show the last 5 rows. Hold on, like this. Now come to save method, where save method shows the number of rows and column of a table. After executing it, you can find total number of rows and total number of column over here. In info method, we can have the summary of the entire data frame. If I run it, then we can see every column with its data type. Suppose for ID column, we have an integer data type. For the column name, full name, we have a text data type which is defined as object. Like that for the others. Now come to the describe method. In this method, we use to generate descriptive statistics of a data frame. If I run this method, we can able to count of the integer data types column. We can do the mean function. We can find the standard deviation. We can find the minimum and maximum value of the column, and as well as the percentage thing. These all are small topics which asked in interview. For today's video, we are done. In next video, we are going to discuss more operation.